I'd like to start by asking you two questions to consider before we dive into this video, or maybe even to think about after and reflect upon. The first being, how do you perceive your reality? Do you feel you wake up and life just happens to you? You have to roll with whatever punches come your way that day, and you don't really have any control in creating your reality? Or do you feel the opposite? That you wake up every day knowing it's a new day and a new chance to create whatever you want. The second question I'd like you to think about for a minute is, how do you perceive the world around you and the universe? Is it dead or alive to you? Do you feel connected or disconnected? What was your experiences in childhood from family and culture and society at large, through religion and school? What did they teach you about nature and the universe? Is it dead or alive? Connected, disconnected? Because I know when I was in school, I was taught Newtonian and Einstein laws of physics. And I was really taught philosophical thinking from the Enlightenment and Renaissance, points of views where everything is a machine and a clock. It's just the way the universe works. Things are fixed and dead. Matter's dead. And religion has no place in science. Those are my basic beliefs in upbringing. And then it got to a point in adulthood, especially through this course as well, that I really began to see how much science rejects everything that's unmeasurable. And when you start to think about what you can't really measure, you realize it's human experience. It is our subjective, personal experiences based on our spirituality, our philosophy, our psychology, and our humanities. And with this split, I was born into a culture that was not connected to the world around it. It was very materialistic. We live in a very materialistic society based on these ways of thinking that have been taught to us. Our indigenous cultures and our ancient civilizations did not perceive reality in this manner whatsoever. They had connection to the cosmos and to the earth around them. They saw a web of life. They knew that there was something after death, and they did not fear death. They embraced returning to the cosmos. And now we're to a reality where, like I said, it's just divided and disconnected and materialistic, running like a clock. And what's the result of this reality? Well, a divided, split, dying world, where we are at a mass extinction. Cosmologist Brian Swim has noted that this is the first time any human population has experienced such rapid mass extinction. And we have to do something. We have to do something now. And the only way we can really do something is to change our story, to change our reality, to change our perspective. We need to stop seeing the world around us and the cosmos as something that's dead. Because science has improved with quantum physics over the past 100 years. We've changed theories. We now know about the butterfly effect. We now know about quantum entanglement, time travel, and multiple realities and dimensions. These are all actual possibilities. It doesn't make sense to scientists, but it's real and it's there and they can't deny it. So what's missing? The connection to the spirituality. Mystics, through Hinduism and Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, they all account for stories of phenomena. Near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, telepathy, vivid dream messages with other entities. It's a whole part of culture that's accepted, but not in science. And so if we can connect these two, if we can find the link And I really believe that quantum physics has shown there's a link there. Then we can embrace this way of thinking. It's really about consciousness. And that's what it comes down to, is consciousness. And what is consciousness? How do we measure consciousness? How do we experience consciousness? And science struggles here. Mystical thinking and spirituality include this. So we need to realize there's a web here. And that's why more modern thinking has emerged with a new scientific, new cosmology story. They are trying to show a holistic theory through the quantum field theory, through David Bohm is a theoretical physicist who talks about implicate order in the hollow movement. He really sees the universe as a hologram, which is becoming more of a popular point of view today through people that are kind of having spiritual enlightenment in their consciousness. Panpsychism is something that's emerging from this, where really it's bringing consciousness back into the story. It's showing that the universe is fundamentally consciousness. It is chaotic, which means it's structured from chaos and yet random conscious creativity. When we bring together in a holistic view spirituality and science, it allows a place for subjective experiences, human experiences, near death, out of body, aliens, ghosts. It gives them validity to actual experiences of reality, and not as just some kind of crazy made up thing that doesn't really exist. It gives them a place in consciousness, and it also gives life to the universe around us and shows that it's a conscious, creative, co-creative being in its own right, and that we are connected through everything to each other and to the stars, to the planets, to the earth, to the animals, to the water, to the air. All of the elements within our bodies and our cells are all around us and connected and made up of every other being. So to keep denying and keep living in past views and past ways of thinking that are outdated for realistically our conscious advancements is doing more harm than good at this point. And we need a conscious evolution. And we need a conscious revolution. And so I really just kind of want to end on this quote. This is from Primack and Abrams, the book, The View from the Center of the Universe, Discovering Our Extraordinary Place in the Cosmos. And it says, the only way for humans as a whole to get closer to the truth of the universe is through the partnership between scientists who are improving their theories and observations, and a public that not only supports them to do this work, but pays attention and asks what these theories really may mean, and uses them to enrich and strengthen the larger culture. So that is why when I began, I kind of asked those questions. So thank you. I hope this gives you something to think about, and I'm hoping that you will leave some feedback or some comments, maybe start a discussion. If you don't know some of these terms, maybe you're willing to ask some questions. And really just want to raise conscious awareness around these topics and this way of life, because I strongly believe we are hurting our earth and we are living in outdated points of view, perspectives of the world, and we really need conscious awareness through open-minded discussions to change these things. So thank you. I really appreciate it.